Alrighty, so this is for someone to ask about doing this for in tomato mode for the senior patch here. So here we go. One of the things you can do. Now I did write this down. So all these are for the senior mod. This right here is to enable and disable isotropic filtering. And this right here you can use to cap the game. Now another thing you can do, if this helps, is tweak pixel shaders. Which in this case, once you make a shortcut for the game, go to properties, then you put space and slash, then the word use. If you want the one at the bottom of the barrel shaders, you just put 1.1. If you want second shaders, or the second version, or second command for shaders, you put 1.4. If you want to run the highest, you just put 2.0. That'll run it at the highest level of pixel shaders. Now, if you was running this without the 1.10 patch, if every time you load the game you get the little error code, you can do this. 2.1. That will pretty much be what you can do if you're not running the 1.10 patch, but using this with the senior mod. Then as simple as hit OK. Now, if you go to the senior ini file, it does show you the rest, and there it is. Now, other than this, I don't know offhand what you can do for extra tweaks. So like I said, another thing you can do is mess with pixel shaders, if that even helps. Just for example, we're going to use the lowest version. And then, like everything else, you can always go to settings. Now, I would leave probably everything off, but I would leave textures on mid, so it doesn't look like as much crap. But for some reason, you run this on a really low end card, you can just see if this would help. And like I said, if you was running this with the DXVK, you always gotta go in here and go like this to enable VSync, because it tends to always bug out. Then hit OK, and OK. Now, fun facts. When you run the senior mod, this is very convenient. If you can't remember the command offhand, you can always do this. And it's literally as easy as you copy paste. So you copy it, then you out back in game. The command, all you gotta do is left click, and it'll just pop it right there. So yeah, that's fun facts. So, like I said, this turns isotropic filtering off. If you want to use that to see if it makes any difference.
About time you showed up.
Now for field of view command is simple as Senia. If you're using the Z mod, you got to do this every time. /, then VOV. Like I said, there's mine. And then to cap the game, like I said, you can always copy and left click. So what to say, if you're really struggling, you can just run at 30. Now, if it doesn't tend to work, VPN's gotta go in the game. Oh, that would help. So yeah, if that doesn't work, you go in your game, then you turn VSync off. If that's the case, you can always use River Tuner, turns setting to your liking, turns cap in the game. Then, like I said, I was gonna say I always put at 60. That's the refresher, the smaller. Like I said, if you run the DXVK, it doesn't really work every time you load it. You always gotta go back in the settings, turn back VSync on. Then you really want to push it for this for shits and giggles in terms of frame rate. Alright, so like I said, if it doesn't work like it did there, you just gotta go in game, change VSync or shit. Like everything else, this and Halo 2 always runs like dog shit on higher than 60 frames per second, or even over 85. Like everything else is. You know, it's kept at 60. Oh shit. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. As far as what I know about this and vice versa. Any other tricks you can do. So like I said, here's this cheat sheet. You can always mess with this. And like everything else, you can always use this to cap the game. But if you reload it every time, you probably have to mess with this every time. Especially if you run this with a DXVK. You always gotta go back in the game and enable VSync back on, because it tends to bug out every time. Then if you was running the DXVK, you always want to go in here. And same with NIBI, you want to change to advanced VSync, so you avoid all the screen tearing. If you're running DXVK, but yeah, this is all I know of. If you guys know any extra tweaks, link them down in the video. So yep, I'll see you guys next time.